messed up, and I know why.
Why, man?
Yeah, cause I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high. La, la, la.
You probably remember Afro Man's iconic pro-cannabis anthem, Because I Got High. Well, Afro Man is back, but now he wants high office. And Afro Man, also known as Joseph Foreman, joins me now to explain why. So Afro Man, I think I can call you that. Your real name, Joseph Foreman, but I'll go by your famous stage name, Afro Man. You want to run for president. Why?
I want to get cannabis legal in all 50 states so citizens and fellow Americans don't have to go through what I went through. That's why.
And for those who don't know what you went through, explain what you went through.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I had the sheriff department, the local sheriff department, raid my house with guns drawn, raiding my house looking for cannabis, and they found I think they said they found some roaches, like the ends of blunts and some vape pens. But I think people should not get raided or almost killed because they are using natural medicine that God placed on the earth.
We now have a number of states in America where it's
medical cannabis legal and all.
I mean, a number of states in the United States, it's now legal to use cannabis. Do you think there'll be a time in the not too distant future where it becomes legal across the entire country?
It sure will. If I'm elected president, I will decriminalize it federally. I will, take it off of the bad drug list. It will no longer be a crime, federally. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's legal in the states, but it's still illegal federally.
Right.
But I'm going to decriminalize it federally.
And one of the other issues that you're campaigning on is law enforcement reform. You want mandatory body cameras for every law enforcement officer if you were elected president. I would go along with that, because it seems to me a lot of the more incendiary episodes recently between law enforcement and particularly African-American community in America has come from people not really knowing what's happened. Cameras, of course, would be the best way to clear up a lot of those confusions.
Yes. Not only would I make sure that officers wore cameras, I would make it to the point where they couldn't get paid unless they had cameras on, and then I would appoint a group of citizens to monitor the police to make sure they are for the people, by the people. This will, cut out a lot of nonsense. And then I would get rid of immunity. I believe law enforcement officers ought to obey the laws they enforce.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Let's talk about another one of your campaign pledges, is reparations, that you would single-handedly save the US taxpayers $61.9 billion annually by ending the war on cannabis and stopping all foreign aid, taking the money saved from that to distribute to families negatively affected by the atrocities of slavery. We had this debate actually earlier this week on my show. And here's my problem with it, really. Sort of punishing modern-day taxpayers for the sins of their long-distant ancestors, for doing stuff that today we would all agree was completely appalling, like slavery, for example. Where do you draw the line with that? For example, I made the point that the Vikings and the Romans invaded my country. Let me finish my question. The Vikings and Romans invaded my country. Would we be entitled to claim money back from the Danish people or the Italians?
Okay, I'll answer that question. I'm not punishing modern citizens for the atrocities of the past. However, the things that took place in the past has an effect on African Americans and Africans around the world in the slave trade at this present time that are present modern day problems. Since the past still has problems in the present because of slavery, it's up to the people that benefited from slavery, whether in the past or right now,
Okay.
they are still, you know what I'm saying,
Averman?
living in benefiting off of slavery.
Averman, unfortunately, we've run out of time.
There are problems.
I just got your answer in, thankfully. We run out of time. Thank you for joining me. Good luck with your campaign. I appreciate you being on Piers Morgan Uncensored. Thank you very much.